What's going on, brothers and sisters? What's going on, Shalom family? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Greetings to the family. What's going on, everybody? What's going on with you? What's going on with your family? How y'all doing? What's going on? Shalom. Thank everybody for tuning in. What's going on? Thank everybody for tuning in. I'm gonna give y'all a quick update. Quick update. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to be dealing with some subjects here that I want to get into. We're going to get into some subjects that I want to get into and talk about. So thank everybody for joining. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Shalom. Thank everybody for tuning in. I want to get into some subjects really quick. Earlier, we couldn't do the live because the brothers are in Chicago and they had a storm out there. And so we tried YouTube, we tried everywhere, but they couldn't get a signal because of the storm in Chicago. I don't live in Chicago, but I heard how Chicago is when it comes down to snowstorms. Not only that, but after the snowstorm, they also have those, shall I say, like overcast or whatnot. That sometimes it's hard for them to get signal. So that's what was going on. We rescheduling it for Friday. We'll be back on Friday, and we're going to deal with the topic of what is a Christian Israelite, as well as we're going to deal with the subject and the topic of Israelites still using the name Jesus. So we're going to get into that and deal with that. It's going to be powerful. Definitely tune in. But I want to get into something that I was gonna talk about later on tonight after the brothers dealt with the lesson on today. So I was gonna talk about what's going on. A lot of things that's going on right now in the news, child molestation that's going on within the church, and also I want to talk about domestic violence that's going on, and I want to talk about the beast. Okay. These are three things that I'm going to talk about, and all three of them are of the utmost importance, and all three of them go together, okay? And I understand it. So I'm going to deal with it from those perspectives. Definitely you want to invite people. Let me get on and invite as well, because these are definitely some great topics. Also, that is being discussed via online. And I think that it needs to be some balance brought to some of these subjects, but I'm going to get into them. And, we're going to deal with it from that perspective, and we're not going to play the one-sided game, all right? We're not going to do that. So let's just make sure that we got everybody. Make sure you're ready to go, because I am going to talk about some of these things and make sure that we have some balance and understanding with our community. All right, we're going to deal with this. All right, I'm going to be dealing with the beast, and I'm going to be dealing with child molestation, and I'm going to deal with domestic violence. Those three topics are the topics of importance that need to be discussed, and so that we can get an understanding of some things and why things are going the way they're going. And we're going to go from there, all right? So y'all stay tuned. This is going to be good. It's going to be interesting. And we're going to dig into it. All right, just give me a minute. Just sitting here. I wish they had a send all button, but of course they don't. So we're going to deal with it. I think I sent out now. Shalom, what's going on, everybody? Blessings to you all. What's going on, my brother? Elder Wilton from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I'm still waiting on my call, Elder Wilton. You supposed to hit me up, brother. That's my brother, man, Elder Wilton. Very knowledgeable brother, and glad to definitely have his support and being part of the SDA. That's definitely a blessing to have that brother. Very knowledgeable brother as well. Humble, great-hearted brother, man. And so I'm glad to be building with him as well. And so we're gonna what I'm saying, I know you Elder Wood, appreciate that, man. Thanks for sharing. We're gonna be dealing with this, man. We're gonna get into this really quick. And so we're gonna get into this. All right, let's deal with this real quick. Okay, here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about and discuss. First, we're going to deal with the child molestation. There's a lot of child molestation going on within the Christian church, as well as Catholicism. And I said that to distinguish the difference, because a lot of people don't distinguish the difference between Christian and Catholicism. You don't find too many, majority of Catholics ain't running around here calling themselves Christians. Okay, let's get that understood. There's a lot of things going on within the Christian sect, all right, when it comes down to dealing with a lot of child molestations and things like that that's going on within that community. We've always known for years, all right, it's always been known for years that Catholicism and the Catholic Church has participated in a whole lot of that child molestation, child pornography, all of that good stuff, all right? So that's something that's been known for years and always gets swept under the rug. Now, when it comes down to the Christian church, there's a lot of that thing, a lot of that's going on. When I grew up in the Christian church, I don't recall I don't recall anybody even putting any type of blame or saying anything regarding child molestation or being touched to that magnitude within the Christian church. And I grew up in the Baptist church, and I didn't hear any of that. Recently, over the last maybe 15 years, is when you start hearing a lot of things that's going on within the Christian church, all right, where people are coming out. Some of it is warranted. Some of it has not been true. And the thing is, we have to be very careful. And I put up a post the other day about this. You have to be very careful when sharing these websites, okay? Because you are contributing to what is called bearing false witness. Okay, let's get that understood. So many of y'all I see, and I see these links because I have a list of a lot of fake news websites. And when you begin to share this stuff, you are contributing to bearing false witness, especially when you say you're in the truth and you're supposed to know better. All right. A lot of these websites that people are sharing, when you click on the link, these are satire websites. They are clickbait websites. And when you share it, you perpetuate the same madness. Okay, it makes you no better, all right, than the people who created it for attention, because they know that the headlines is going to cause you to share it, even though you haven't done the proper research to understand and know that this is a fake news website. So I don't share bootleg website links, okay, especially when you go on them and you start looking at the stuff and realize it's a satire website. Okay, stop doing that. All right, don't get caught up because you want to because you may have a unrighteous or a vendetta against somebody and that you don't agree with, and you want to be able to prove your point in sharing the thing, and end up you sharing a link of something that is false. Okay, you're gonna get dealt with. The Most High gonna hold you accountable for that. Okay, all right. So there's a lot of molestation going on. It is dead wrong. Okay, this type of madness is chaotic. All right, and a lot of that is going on. All right, I'm not going to be the one to sit up here and tell you, and I'm not going to use a blanket statement by saying Christians are, or Christian pastors or Christian apostles or bishops or whatever title that many of them go by. I'm not going to sit up here and say that Christians are molesters. All right, that is not responsible. All right, and that is false. You cannot do a blanket statement, because guess what? We can throw the blanket statement by saying, because a lot of y'all been noticing lately here, there's a lot of camps, specifically ISUPK and a lot of other ones, are involved in domestic violence, but ain't nobody talking about it. We cannot turn on the Jumbotron television, a molestation going on in some of the Christian circles, but yet we take our screen down and we get on the phone and we talk about domestic violence, kidnapping, molestation, and other things in our community. Here's what people got a problem with me about, because I will blast wrong. I will blast wickedness. You can't say you're for righteousness and yet you want to promote wickedness on one side, but want to keep it covered. It makes you no different than the Pharisees. That's what they did. They were extortionists, okay? When it came down to dealing with certain things in the community, I'm going to deal with the teaching on an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, so you can get a thorough understanding of that. They were daily extortionists, all right? We cannot continue to do that. We know all of this wickedness going on. We see sisters are getting abused. We see brothers manipulating sisters, manipulation into talking about bringing them in to be sister wives is a form of manipulation. And we know it, but we ain't going to say nothing about it because we don't want the light to look bad on our community. But yet we want to blast everybody else's community. Soon as the news come out, if a Christian pastor rapes somebody, whatever going on, we're going to blast it in our community. But we keep it quiet and get on the phone in the back. And y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all know I'm not lying. Y'all know this. Or you get in the inbox group, or you get on your group or whatever going on, but you don't want to do a live about ISUPK and a lot of the domestic violence going on over there. Why? Because it makes the Hebrew community look bad. So we don't want to talk about that. That's not going to make news. That's not clickbait. A lot of things that we're doing lives based off clickbait. I haven't said one thing about R. Kelly. You know why? Because everybody doing it for clickbait. I'm not going to do it for clickbait. Okay? I'll wait till everything calm down because there are some things that is going on that I'm about to get into this beast thing so you can get an understanding of who are the main problem. Am I saying R. Kelly is wrong? I mean, right? No, I'm not. I'm not saying R. Kelly is right. But it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. And I'm going to show you why it's deeper than that. I'm going to show you what nobody ain't talking about when it come down to this whole situation. That I think we need to get a thorough understanding that a lot of this stuff is going down is because of the beast system that's in place. The people who make the legislations, those are the people that y'all should be holding accountable. But y'all ain't saying nothing about them. You ain't saying nothing about them. Do y'all know that the legal consent in most of these states, the majority of them is between age 14 and 16? Did you know that? Did anybody tell you about that? No. But we look around and we hear, oh, this going on, this going on, that going. Why he wasn't convicted and why he got off? Oh, he paid somebody. Oftentimes, it don't mean you paid somebody. Oftentimes, it means that person used and had an understanding, or a lawyer who had an understanding of the legal parameters, and that's why they got off. That's why they got off. All right, because your governor, your state representative, way back in the 1800s and all these other times, they passed laws because they was fondling and dealing with little underage girls. So guess what? They passed laws so that way they wouldn't be convicted. Or that way they passed the law that was on their heart. Okay. So now fast forward in these years, in the times in which we live in, okay, you still have those laws in place. And therefore people are doing it. So back then, the average age was probably what people was probably living to maybe 40 years old. All right. 40 years old, maybe the average age. So guess what? What was the age of consent back then? You had age of consent 12 years old. Okay. Most of y'all grandma first child was 12. How is that? Most of y'all big mamas, okay, was 12 and 13 years old when they had their first child. And your granddaddy was 22, 23, 24 years old. But y'all ain't talking about that. No, I don't want to talk about that. John Gray is the topic. John Gray is the biggest topic. T.D. Jakes is the big topic. R. Kelly is the big topic. Don't nobody want to talk about the truth, though. See, here's the thing when you have to understand. You have to understand something. People have agendas when it comes. See, when you teach the truth, you teach all the truth. It's not even about making you look bad. It's not going to make me look bad. Because I'm going to make sure that I hold myself accountable, that I walk according to how I'm supposed to walk. So whatever goes on in the Hebrew community, it don't make me look bad. You know why? Because it's always going to be a witness or somebody say, well, I ain't see Majors do that. I ain't see Majors do that. So no matter what happens to me, nothing makes me look bad that y'all do against Torah in the community. You know why? It doesn't personally make me look bad. It hurts me. But nobody's going to say, because why? Because I understand when judgment comes, judgment will come as a whole, but also the Father in his mercy, he won't hold me accountable in the totality because I've decided to walk right, because all of us are going to be judged according to the individual. Okay, we're all going to be held accountable. That's why it says to study to show yourselves approved, because you're the one going to be held accountable. If you're going to bring out the truth and you say you're for the truth, bring it out. Do some thorough research. Okay, stop just blurting out stuff, because what happens is we play to people hurts. It's a whole lot of y'all still hurt by somebody that hurt y'all in the church. And so people have learned to play upon your hurt. So therefore they do videos, and also they create websites for clickbait, because they know that your hurt and your anger and being upset that you have not gotten over is going to cause you to click and share. So guess what? They playing you. They are playing you. You cannot teach truth from a hurtful place. You can't do it, because you're going to be biased. That's why I tell people all the time, don't be trying to teach. Your first 5 years, just sit your behind down, be quiet. Don't be trying to tell nobody nothing. You still got to get over the pains and the hurts that of whatever your situation was. You need to make sure you're delivered before you start teaching and start putting stuff out here. Because what happens is you do stuff from clickbait, and because you do stuff out of your pain. You can't function out of your pain. So all of this stuff going on in the Christian church, oh yeah, we just seen a video recently. You see brothers, sitting up there, molesting kids and all that kind of stuff. But I also see all kind of abuse going on. I see physical abuse going on within our community. I see physical abuse going on within the Christian community. But I have a responsibility as one who stands on the truth, one who's supposed to be a priest of the Most High. I see it on both sides. This is the reason why I teach the way I teach, because what happens is I'm not here to teach you for clickbait. I'm not here to teach you for anything other than you knowing the truth. But let's deal with it. The major problem is the state. And why is the state the major problem? Because the states and the countries and the people who are behind them and run them, they are a part of the beast system. But yet, I can't sit up here and just try to paint a devil out of the individual person who is abusing or who is taking advantage of what the law is, and not hold the lawmakers accountable. You don't talk about the lawmakers. If we're going to talk about why is the situations the way they are, why is so many, how in the world are all these Catholic priests, how are they getting off? You know why? Because they have lawyers who know the ins and outs of the law. This is why I say, listen, everybody should have a friend that's a Moor. You know why? Let me tell y'all why. Listen, we don't have to get down with the doctrines of those Moor science brothers. But I will tell you this. All of the Moors that I know at least 3 Moors. And when I want to know something about law, them brothers, the same way I know about the law when it comes to the Torah, them brothers know about the law when it comes to the states. Every state, they know about the law, HR policy at the job. You want to know something going on? Find somebody at your job that's a Moor, and I guarantee you they know the HR policy in and out better than the HR representative. I can tell you that straight up. You want to know something about laws when it comes from state to state, what you can get away with and what you can't, and what's legal and what not? I'm going to tell you straight up. Talk to a Moor. He'll tell you straight up. Straight up. Go on YouTube and click on videos. Go search for videos to deal with the Moors and the police. They be running circles around the police. And the police know the laws. They supposed to went to school, know all the traffic laws and all that. No, the Moors know it inside out. Because you know what? That's their focus. That's their focus. What is your focus? Is your focus on knowing the truth, or your focus is knowing on the next headlines? Is your focus knowing the truth, or your focus is somebody banging on banging on somebody else that make you feel better because you still got pain? That's the question. What is going on? What is going on? Now let's deal with this here. Let's look at this here. I want to show y'all something real quick, and then I'm gonna get out your way. I'm gonna show you something real quick. This is what I want to show y'all. See, I'm going to show y'all something with these Satanists, okay? These Satanists know the law. They know the law. Why? Because the beast system is involvement with the law, okay? With the governments. Now look at this dude. Check this out.
Good people of Arkansas and supporters of religious liberty, I present to you Baphomet.
What did Jesus say? In the last days, there would be a war on the saints. Here's a clear example of the war on the saints.
I think the way the state has been trying to frame our battle is one of the Satanic Temple versus Arkansas, or Satanists versus Christians. And what I'm trying to show is that that's not the case, and we're not protesting against or rallying for pluralism and real religious liberty. We are literally on the front lines in the war against encroaching theocracy.
The statue itself has these children like they're flocking to Satan. You know, we want our children to get to heaven. We don't want them in hell for all eternity.
The Satanic Temple is not a group of devil worshippers, but liberal political activists who oppose the increasing influence of the religious right in American politics. Based out of Salem, Massachusetts, and led by their co-founder, Lucien Greaves, today they're in Arkansas to protest at the state capitol in the name of constitutional rights. What's the mood like?
I'm not sure what the general mood is. I've been rather isolated since I've gotten in. This is the first time we're putting together our own rally, and we're doing exactly what the state politicians said would never happen, bringing our monument onto the Capitol grounds.
The monument depicts Baphomet, an anthropomorphized winged goat figure associated with occult and mystical traditions, with two children at his feet. Even though these activists don't actually believe in a physical Satan, they know that Christians do. And exploiting God-fearing Republicans' belief in the devil is one of their tactics. They harness the power of satanic imagery and symbolism in dramatic public demonstrations to draw attention to their left-wing causes. Their latest target is Arkansas, and a Ten Commandments monument, which was recently installed on the Capitol grounds, and which they claim, in isolation, violates the First Amendment's ruling on the separation of church and state.
The Ten Commandments monument is illegal if it remains up in exclusion to other monuments of religious expression. If they allow our monument to be erected on the same Capitol grounds, that would legalize the Ten Commandments, and it would also stand as testament to our respect for pluralism and religious liberty and First Amendment values.
So here it is in all its glory, the offending Ten Commandments monument. It's in the surrounding grounds of the Capitol. It's protected, as you can see, by these sturdy bollards, because the first day it was erected last summer, a man drove into it with his car, destroying it. The Ten Commandments monument was a donation from an evangelical senator who claims it was not a religious gesture. It simply represents the morals that this great nation was founded upon. The Satanic Temple disagree. They think this seems like a very religious gesture, and they want proof that it's not. So they're offering a donation of their own, which happens to be a statue of Baphomet.
Now I want y'all to stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there. I want to show y'all something. For all y'all folks out here sharing these videos of these entertainers throwing up these supposed 666 signs, you ain't seen not one Baphomet posted up, no OK sign, with 3 fingers, that means 666. Where did y'all get that from? Where did y'all get that from? That is not a Hail Satan. Now look at here. This is what the Baphomet or the devil worshiping sign is. They will have y'all running off on, y'all will share so much madness and promote and push so much unresearched information of something y'all heard somebody else say. This right here, if you really getting into really studying, this is the hand sign of those of the occult. Okay, do you see the cross thumb and how the thumb is presented? And you see the 2 hands? That's what it is. When you look at some of these old pictures of George Washington, you'll see him doing this. But no, y'all running around here talking about this right here means 666. Like, stop that. Let me tell y'all something. Do you know how many times, I tell you what, pay attention to sometimes just in talking and conversation, you make hand gestures that you ain't even thinking about. And all it takes for somebody to snap a picture and say, see there, I was throwing up the 3 6s. He's a part of the part of the Baphomet. He's a part of the sacred society. No, that has nothing to do. People throw hand signs like that unconsciously. It's all kind of hand signs. But this hand sign right here is the common hand sign of the Baphomet or those who involve. Oh, y'all start talking about people in the Illuminati. Let me tell y'all something. First of all, ain't no black people in the Illuminati. Now, you might have some people that's Masons or whatever like that. Ain't no black people in no. Let me tell you something, man. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, it's not even about money being in the Illuminati, what y'all call the Illuminati. Okay, the name that y'all gave them. Okay, you're not gonna find black folks sitting around at a table being involved in a part of Illuminati. These are all Aryan, Luciferians, white folks. Okay, that's what you're gonna find. That is what you're not gonna find. Magic Johnson don't have enough money. When that time when the owner of the Clippers at the time got caught when the chick recorded him, he kept saying, "Hey, listen." She was like, I'm hanging out with Magic Johnson at the game, or she was at the game with Magic Johnson. He called her and told her, you cannot be hanging out with Magic Johnson. The club and the group that I'm a part of does not approve you hanging out with Magic Johnson. Wait a minute. Magic Johnson is one of the most successful rich black men in America. In America. In America. So how in the world is it a problem for her to be around him? How in the world can Magic Johnson not be a part of his club? If it's about money, it ain't about money. It's bigger than just money. You don't have enough money as a black man or a black woman to be a part of that elite club. So let's get that understood. Now let's keep moving here. I don't want to stay on that long. But this is the hand sign right here. Okay? All right? This right here is the hand sign. Let's keep moving.
They think that if the Capitol rejects their donation, that proves that this gesture is a violation of the constitutional separation of church and state. What?
This whole conversation going on with this brother right here who's over the Church of Satan, they ain't talking about this man. This dude knows the laws, because many of the laws that were implemented, okay, were all implemented by people. The vast majority of them were probably Satanists themselves. Okay, was Satan himself. They were all Satanists themselves as well. So let's get that understood. So he's speaking from the perspective of the law. Y'all speaking from the perspective of what y'all don't like. This dude don't care about what y'all don't like. He's saying, listen, the law states in this country that our statue of the Baphomet has just as much right as that statue y'all putting up about the 10 Commandments. He ain't tripping about what you don't like. Y'all want to do videos and share posts and all this stuff. Y'all more worried about what's going on. These folks right here, these folks don't care about R. Kelly and what you talking about. These folks here don't care about none of the stuff that y'all talking about. They don't care about the Super Bowl. They don't care about the basketball game. They don't care about John Gray. They don't care about Atlanta Housewives. They don't care about none of that. All they care about, what does the law say to implement? And this is the part of the beast system. This is a part of the beast system. Let's keep rolling.
The goal of today, is it to get the 10 Commandments taken down? Is it to get Baphomet alongside it? Or is it a wider cause?
The rise of theocratic efforts within American politics has been at play for generations now, but it's really coming to a head, you see, with the election of Donald Trump and the rise of evangelical nationalism. I think the more this happens, the more our numbers grow.
Did you hear what he says? Listen what he says. He said the more the system, because he doesn't care about politics. He doesn't care about who's the president. This white guy don't care about if Obama the president, if Donald Trump the president. Y'all care about who the president. He don't care about who the president. He said, listen, as long as this type of thing keeps going, we're going to keep growing. Because y'all playing right in our hands by not worried about what's really going on. Y'all worried about what y'all mad about. Y'all worried about who bought what. Y'all worried about what kind of plane Creflo Dollar got. He don't care about what kind of jet Creflo Dollar got. He don't care about how much money the church took in. He don't care about none of that. But y'all do. And that's all you worried about. If you worried about the truth, teach people what's going on within the laws in the states. When I'm talking to my brothers on the phone, we talking about stuff, not only biblical stuff, but we doing research about the states, what's going on in the states. Deacon Riddick, who's on here, and other brothers who are part of my circle. We talking about what's going on within the laws of the state. Y'all care about, listen, you can't just worry about what's going on spiritually. That's a part of it. But you need to understand what's going on in the practical world. I keep talking to y'all and keep telling y'all over and over again that the practical is just as important as the spiritual. But y'all just want to just listen to folks and listen to stuff going on that's clickbait and that stuff to get y'all mad. Let me tell you something. Hasatan know that if he can get you mad, you are out of focus. He don't have to do much. Get black folks mad. Go ahead and get them people mad. Get them running and chasing after this. That way, when I go over here, I can do what I want to do over here. And by the time the laws hit them, they ain't even ready for it. They're not even ready for it. They're not even ready for it.
So what is it about Arkansas and the 10 Commandments being here that makes it, more problematic?
I mean, we can only fight one of these at a time, but the fact of the matter is that this isn't our first run at this.
The satanic...
This is not our first run at this. We prepared to deal with y'all. We prepared to deal with y'all. Now see, we finna run off somewhere else about the name Jesus. These folks don't care. Let me tell you something. See this is what I'm talking about. And I see the sisters on here. They not arguing or nothing like that, but I just saw it in the thread, and therefore, let me deal with that. This dude don't care about if you call him Jesus. He don't care about if you call him Yahweh. He don't care if you call him Yeshua. He don't care if you call him Yahushua, Yeshaya, whatever you want to call. He don't care about that. You do. Because while you over there arguing about what his name is, they over there, the beast system is getting full-fledged strong. That's why most of y'all ain't gonna make it. Because it's easy to distract you. That's why most of y'all ain't gonna make it. Because you're not gonna be prepared to deal with what they coming with. They love it to see you arguing over stuff like that. Because the more you argue about that, somebody asks you about a certain, you don't know what's going on within the laws, in the land. Hey, Christ, do we pay our taxes? Yeah, you better pay them taxes. You live in a land that requires you to pay taxes. Okay, yeah, I am the Hamashiach. I am the Messiah. I am the Christ, but you better pay them taxes. Play with it if you want to. Because he understood that they're living in a practical world that involves spiritual activity. So therefore you have to attend to and pay attention to and deal with the spiritual activity, but also you better make sure that you live and understand the practical principles in the earth. But folks ain't gonna talk about that. Folks want to talk about all kind of other stuff. You want to get distracted by everything else. There has to be a voice of reason to bring the people back to focus. To bring people back to focus. Can't talk to you every day about stuff that's going on. That if you're going to deal with it, let's deal with it, man.
Temple was involved in a similar effort in 2015, which led to the removal of a Ten Commandments monument from the grounds of the Oklahoma state capitol. There are monuments to the Ten Commandments at government buildings all over America. I was allowed inside the Capitol building to meet Senator Rayford.
Now I want y'all to listen to this guy. Listen to what this guy says. There always has to be somebody within the governmental structure. Let me tell you something. The Most High always keeps somebody within the governmental structure, even though the system itself is demonic. There still has to be a witness of somebody with the Most High's voice within the republic, within the system itself as well, to make sure that other people within the system don't lose hope. That's what's going on. Okay, wait a minute. Now listen to this guy.
The man who sponsored the bill to erect the Ten Commandments monument here in Arkansas. Good afternoon, Senator. What is it about the Ten Commandments that being on the lawn in Arkansas that has upset other groups, especially the Satanic Temple?
Well, it's very important for you to know we have many monuments on the Arkansas Capitol grounds, but we did not have any monument that actually spoke to the historical and moral foundation of law. And so we decided that the Ten Commandments, which is one of the first recorded written codes of law ever, we thought that that would be a good and proper thing and very fitting. The bottom line is we have an act that created the Arkansas Ten Commandments Monument Act. The monument was put up and the monument will be defended. And if the Ten Commandments are good enough for the United States Supreme Court, it's good enough for the people of Arkansas.
Is Baphomet ever going to be allowed to be on the lawn?
Of course not. I've said it personally many times. It'll be a very cold day in hell before anyone is able to force us to put up a monument of a profane statue on the grounds of the Arkansas Capitol.
Did you hear what he just said? Now, y'all can say what y'all want to say. I know you got brothers like, oh, that white guy, that white. Let me tell you something. Do you hear what he just said? It'll be a cold day in hell. Now, y'all can say what y'all want to say about what his views is. I don't know if he's a Christian. I don't know what he is. The man said it's going to be a cold day in hell before we put up the Baphomet on the Arkansas State Capitol. And you know what? He mean that. Look at his face. He ain't playing. He's not playing. Now, we sit up here and be like, yeah, man, I'm going to die for the gospel. I die for the Christ. Man, y'all ain't going to die for nothing. Y'all don't even know the law. Half the folks talking about they'll die, they don't even know, the Messiah don't even know them. They know about the Messiah, but they don't even know the Messiah. You can tell how people teach. You can tell how people live, how people act, how people treat other people. They don't know the Messiah. This dude is dead serious. He ain't playing. We are not having, let me tell you something. He is willing to die to make sure that doggone Baphomet statue ain't coming up on the Arkansas State Capitol. Straight up. He ain't playing. Now the question is, are you that serious? These the type of cats they'll go hell and high water. They will spend as much money as it take to keep that doggone statue off there. He'll put his job on the line before he turn around and allow that statue to get put up there next to the Ten Commandments. He ain't playing.
For the fundamentalist Christian counter-protesters from America Needs Fatima, this has nothing to do with First Amendment rights and everything to do with literal Satan. While Lucian and the Satanic Temple acknowledge they're using the spectre of Satan, somewhat ironically, believers on the other side see this goat-headed fellow as something much more real and sinister.
Let's stop right there. Let me get into it. I'm gonna read this real quick and I'm gonna get out y'all way. I'm not gonna even sit up here long on that. Y'all get the point. Let's go to the scriptures, man, okay? And I can't do an in-depth teaching on this, but I'm just going to do it for the sake of time. I'm going to give y'all something, get y'all some understanding here, okay? Revelation 13:1. Let's look at this. All right, this is John the Revelator, all right? John writing down what was revealed to him. Look at this, all right? And these are deal with symbolic as well as Revelation is symbolic and literal scripture. We'll get in that another time, but let's look at this. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Upon his horns, 10 crowns. Upon his head, the name of blasphemy. So we already know right there, these are dealing with countries and their governments. Countries and their governments. And again, I'll come back later on to get into a deep breakdown of this. And upon his head was the name blasphemy. His thought process, his mindset, the thing that controls his body, the thing that controls all of our bodies is our minds, our head. The head is what controls the body. That's why I say that Christ is the head that rests upon the body that controls the body. Your head tells all your other parts what it needs to do. So the mindset of these governmental system is to blaspheme the Most High. That's why when I did Revelation 18, come out of her, which a lot of brothers run around here and talk about, that ain't a religious system. I did the whole breakdown and told y'all that's government. Because the governments are the ones going to enforce the laws on the people. It's always been that way. The government in Babylon, the government in Medes and Pers, the government of Egypt, the government of the Greeks, and the government of the Romans. It's always been the same thing. The governments is what enforce the laws on the people. The governments is what blasphemes the Most High. The people use the authority of the government to push their agenda that's unrighteous. So the people are a part of the system because the system itself, the beast, gives the people power who in position to push its agenda. And the beast gets its authority from Hasatan himself. So upon the mindset of the beast of these governmental systems is to blaspheme. It's not just a religious system, but the governmental system is what enforces the religious system. The governments are the ones who pass the laws of what's supposed to be good or not. That's why it says that the beast, the system of governments, is going to make war with those who keep the commandments, because the people who don't get down with the governmental system through the religious system is going to enforce what the government system has. And the people who ain't getting down with the religious system, the power and the enforcement and the might come from the beast system. So the beast system is going to say, okay, you don't want to follow the religious system. All right. Therefore, the beast system is what's going to enforce putting you to death. It ain't going to be the religious system. The religious system wasn't going to drop dimes on your behind. And the people who are part of the religious system going to drop dimes on your behind. Let's keep reading here. Look what it says. It says, and the beast, all right, this is the system, which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were unto a bear, and his mouth of the mouth of a lion, And the dragon. So let's talk about the makeup of all of these governments and all of these systems, all right, of these governments, all right, that's a part of the beast. Okay, that's what he's talking about. Let's read here. 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. So one of these governments or one of these kingdoms is going to be looked as though it lost its life, but it's going to resurrect again. And we'll get into that later on. All right, who that is. And his deadly wound was healed. So this ain't talking about just a man like the Left Behind movies. This talking about a system of government, all right, or a country, or a kingdom. And all the world wondered after the beast, and they worshiped the dragon. See that they worshiped the dragon by how they lived, because of the enforcement of the beast that was doing the will of the dragon, which gave the power unto the beast. So the dragon, Hasatan himself, gave the power unto this one particular beast who was greater than all the rest of them. The other ones are going to be subject to the one that looked like he was dead. He died, but he resurrected again. But he's going to resurrect, and he's going to have authority all over the rest of them. And the rest of them are going to follow him. All right. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? They worship the beast, saying, look, man, look, you better do what the government say and whatever this particular government say, because all them other governments don't have no power like this one. And the other governments are falling in line and doing what this particular government says. You better follow what this dude said or you're going to lose your life. They're going to be laws implemented that this particular beast is going to put in place that all the rest of the other countries and governments are going to follow. Who is able to make war? Who is able to go against his legislation? Who is able to go against his authority? Who is able to go against anything that he's put in place that's against the Bible? Who is able to go against him? This is what people are going to be saying. Who are able to go, man, shoot, man, hey, man, you better do what they say. You don't want to lose your life. You don't want to be thrown in jail. You better do what they say. The government passed a law that you got to marry same sex. If you don't do what they say, they're going to throw you in jail. People are already murmuring this now. Verse number 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. What is that mouth? That means his laws. That means the things that he passed. That means that people are going to be saying, you better do this. That's what it's saying. The mouth is what he implemented in his laws. The laws is what speaks in countries. The laws is what speaks in countries. The law says you better not. The law says, according to the law, if you run the red light, you get a speeding ticket. According to the law, you kill somebody unjustly or you murder somebody unjustly, you go to jail. Or you get lethal injection. That's what the law said. That's how the law talks. That's how it talks. That's the mouth it was given unto the beast to speak according to his laws in the earth. All right, that are unrighteous. And power was given, power to enforce those laws was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemies against Yah. So he opened his mouth, meaning his laws that he implemented are going to be against the Most High. It's going to be against the Most High's word. And what the Most High said, to blaspheme his name. That's talking about his authority, not Jesus. That ain't talking about Yahushua. That ain't talking about Yeshua. All these other names y'all arguing over. That's not what he's talking about. He's given a mouth to speak his laws against Yah and to blaspheme his name. His authority, meaning that y'all, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that y'all follow has no authority according to us in the earth. That's how he blasphemes. And his tabernacle, meaning the people of the Most High, where he dwells at. And that dwell in heaven, gonna blaspheme against all of them. Okay, verse number 7, and we done. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. Some of y'all ain't gonna make it. Some of y'all gonna die. And I'm gonna leave on that note. And some of y'all gonna die while denying the Most High. Shalom.